Hello, I wanted to bring you up to date on where we stand on, or where I stand on development. There's two new capabilities that I just wanted to make you aware of. One is dimming curves, and the other one is effect library. Let me talk real quickly about dimming. I've asked a couple of questions on the forum. Under defaults, there's a minimum maximum output level. Sometimes I got from feedback on the forum that you may want to limit the high end or limit the low end because of the type of lamps you're using or LEDs you're using. There's not much variability, so you just basically want to do upper end or lower end clipping. This allows you to do simple upper end or lower end clipping. If you come under library, there's dimming curves. And this is a dimming curve generator. We'll come on down here to the bottom. You've got a full, by default, it loads a 1-to-1 input to output. So it's as if no dimming curve was in effect. To make a dimming, let's say you want to do something here at the low end, just not to spend a lot of time. You click on the cell you want to move, and then you click and put it where you want it. So as it says here up at the top, which you can't see, I have to move this so you can read it, says sequence values on the horizontal scale, value sent to the controller is on the vertical scale. So these are the values that are coming out of the sequencer. So if you come up and go to the left or go to the right, you'll see the value that's actually going to the controller. So what I just did for this particular dimming curve is I just took the first 5 values that are going to be coming from the sequencer, and I've said, hey, don't send those values to the controller, just send dead 0. But you can come up and you can do whatever you want to do with it. And we can save it, or we can load a new one. So you can generate as many of these dimming curves as you like. My intent is I just purchased a variety of LED strings, not your RGBs, just LEDs. And I do know that there is a visual difference between the red, the green, the blue, the whites. So what I'm intending to use this dimming curve for is an attempt to modify visually so that when I say I'm at a certain intensity red, it's about just as bright as blue, just about as bright as green. So I'll effectively be dumbing down some of the brighter ones at times to make more of a uniform illumination. The way you use these is when you're up in Manage Channel, this is where you identify the channels that are going to be worked. There's a dimming curve here. And if you right-click on the dimming curve, it allows you to go in and pick the particular dimming curve you want. If you don't choose a dimming curve, there's no dimming curve in effect. If you choose one, then you've got it. I plan on making a dimming curve, let's say, for my red LEDs, and one for blue, and one for green, and one for white. And then as I assign my colors, which identifies what color LED string I'll be driving, I'll select the appropriate dimming curve, and everything after that will be all automatic. Next thing I wanted to share is library. Previous demos, I showed you how to use the basic building blocks, how to build a custom building block. But what happens if you spend all this time and you build a nice chase? And you want to be able to reuse that chase, maybe in this sequence or another sequence. I built the library. You can come up, I'll just show you. You can just view. When I view the library, it'll tell me what's inside of it. These are just testing stuff, so they're not very informative. But it gives you a description, how many channels are RGB, how many channels altogether, what was the resolution, what was the length of time. It allows you to make a new library, so you can have various libraries depending on what you want to save and organize them. You can add a group to the library, or what I'm going to show you now, we can actually insert into the sequence an effect from the library. So I can go in here and I'm going to take this big guy. This happens to be a 3-channel, fairly large one. I select it. Comes down here and says, hey, make sure you understand some of the ramifications of putting it in. Now it says click where you want it. So I'm going to put it right there. And I've just inputted a fairly complex array of effects. Now that could have been a whole 2-minute chase sequence or a bouncing art sequence or whatever. There's one last thing I do to my library. When you're starting up a new sequence and you're coming up in manage channels here, and you're adding all of your channels and you're identifying them, what universe they're in and whether they're RGB, and you're assigning a dimming curve, there's a lot of detailed work there. So, boy, it'd be really a pain that if you had to redo that every time you started a new sequence. Well, the library has a capability where I can actually load, let's see, insert into the sequence. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Add. No selection. I just got to make a little selection down here, that's all. Wrong one again. Add. When I'm here, it gives me my libraries that are available. It allows me to tell it whether I'm putting in an effect group or a sequence layout. When I put a sequence layout in the library, I'm recording all of that detailed information that describes all of the channels and everything else. So when I bring up a brand new sequence, if I change a song, I'll just import, because odds are I'm going to have the same channels, I'm going to have the same layout, they're going to be connected the same, I'm just changing the song. So it allows me to bring in all of the detailed hardware, channel, all of that information, so I can just very quickly, very easily start my sequencing. That's what I wanted to share. Have a nice day.